There are 6 major benefits for success that I've personally noticed. The first is increased happiness. Everyone wants to be happy, and meditation helps with that so much. And along with the happiness, there's something called the happiness advantage. There's this book called The Happiness Advantage by Sean Acor. And basically, it's when you increase your happiness, you increase your performance. There's this group of doctors where one doctor, they both had to do a diagnosis, and one group of doctors were given lollipops before actually making the diagnosis, and the other group of doctors got nothing. And the group of doctors that got lollipops, they 2 to 3 times their performance. They were able to make a correct diagnosis in 2 to 3 times faster times, and they made it with 2 to 3 times less mistakes compared to the group of doctors that got no lollipops. And this group of doctors weren't even allowed to actually eat the lollipop because they didn't want the blood sugar to interfere with the results. And they concluded from the study that having even a small shot of dopamine, of happiness, increasing your happiness just by a little bit, increases your performance so much. If you increase your happiness a little bit, you can double to triple your performance. What if you increase your happiness a lot? You would do more than double and triple your performance. And that's what meditation does for you in the long run, in the long term. The first benefit is it increases happiness, which everyone wants, and it utilizes the happiness advantage, which is your competitive advantage over other people. Second benefit is lowered chronic stress. That's how you get anxiety. And when you have chronic stress, you actually get cancer, hypertension, all these bodily problems that cause your future self a very miserable life. And no one wants to be stressed out of their mind. So, lowered stress, lowered cortisol. The third benefit of meditation is higher testosterone. When you meditate, you lower the amount of cortisol circulating around your body, which means that testosterone will increase because there are 3 things that lower testosterone: insulin, estrogen, and cortisol. These 3 things lower testosterone. So if you lower cortisol, you will just naturally increase testosterone. Why is that testosterone increase so important? Testosterone increases your ambition, your competitiveness, and your motivation to work. And not only that, you enjoy working when you have high testosterone floating in your body. And being able to enjoy your work turns working into a habit. It goes through automaticity, whatever it's called, according to Atomic Habits. So if you increase your testosterone, which you get from lowering cortisol, which you get from meditation, you'll increase your ambition, com- competitiveness, and your motivation to work and your enjoyment of work. And enjoyment of work is so important. Discipline is very important because without discipline, your whole life just crashes. But without motivation, you don't really get that enjoyment out of work. The enjoyment usually comes after, but testosterone makes you enjoy it right here, right now. And that is so powerful because that means you get to push all the way up to your limits because you actually enjoy the pain rather than forcing yourself through the pain where you have the possibility of quitting before you reach your limits. That's the third benefit: lowered cortisol, increased testosterone, and the good things that come with it. The fourth benefit is it increases focus and flow state. It's obvious. I'm just gonna skip to the next one. The fifth benefit is it increases your intelligence. Meditation, when you sit down and you refocus on any sensation in your body, you increase your attentional space or your attention span. Cognitive psychologists call this attention span working memory capacity. And there's a very clear link between working memory capacity and intelligence, or there's a very strong relationship. When you increase your working memory capacity, you will increase your intelligence. They have an 85% correlation with each other, so a very strong relationship. And intelligence is also the greatest predictor of job performance. So if you're unintelligent and you're a doctor, you'll perform worse than the doctor who's smarter than you. If you're unintelligent and you're an engineer, you'll perform worse than the engineer who is more intelligent than you, etc. Meditating increases your working memory capacity, which increases your intelligence, which increases your performance across pretty much every job that you go across. And the sixth and final benefit is it decreases the power of your amygdala and increases the power of your prefrontal cortex. Why is that significant? When you decrease the power of your amygdala and you increase the power of your prefrontal cortex, you get more discipline and self control. Your amygdala, or what's called your limbic brain, or the lizard brain, is what it's basically the cause for 100% of the problems in your life. If you're broke, if you're depressed, if you have anxiety, if your social skills are bad, if your health is bad, you can't focus, everything comes from the choices that are created from the amygdala. The amygdala is what causes you to choose comfort and to choose skipping on the hard work and going onto the easy things that you know will cause your quality of life to lower, like drugs. That is caused by the amygdala. And the prefrontal cortex is the one that tells you to do the hard work. So if you increase the power of and the size of your prefrontal cortex and you decrease your amygdala, you have two on both sides. You will increase your discipline and self-control, which is the most important and powerful of all the benefits of meditation. If you could keep all of the 5 benefits before and lose the 6th benefit, or you have another choice, you could keep the 6th benefit and lose all 5. The choice I would go for is the 6th benefit, because discipline and self-control are the most important traits for success. And the lack of discipline and lack of self-control is the greatest cause of depression, anxiety, unsuccess, unhealth, everything, every problem that you could think of. So those are the 6 benefits of meditation. And the mindset you should have about meditation, mindfulness meditation, is the more you meditate, you sit down and you focus on a sensation on your body, the more success and productivity you will have and deserve. And the less meditation you do, the less success and productivity you will deserve to have. See you.